Hi, my name is Dr. Mohammed Suhail Panawala, and we are concluding our series on healthcare communication skills. This is the last talk. This is the 10th talk, and I appreciate your patience and attendance by attending all the talks up till 9, and this is the 10th talk. Today, we are addressing a different issue for communication for leadership and quality improvement. It is a very difficult task for a physician or a leader physician to handle the communication part in the healthcare setting because in the leading position, it is difficult to listen or accept the criticism. So, the physician who are leaders has to lead not only with words but with a vision. So we will explore these issues in a brief manner to find out how a leader physician or a leader nurse can accommodate their mental attitude and the with the and align with the psychology of their colleagues and their subordinates to get the best possible services out of them, to get the most benefit services out of them, to utilize the best resources within the people. So, we will explore these issues in the next coming slides. Leaders are those who inspire, and they don't lead only from the front, but they do the guidance and mentorship. They influence with their behavior, their actions. Their words are not louder, their actions speak louder than words. They are very clear in their vision and they build trust with their colleagues and their subordinates, and they motivate with each and every action which they take. They are the best examples of the person who has to do a full maximum optimal work in the working environment. Although they might not be perfect, but whatever they preach, they give the example with their own example. So they build trust with their colleagues and their subordinates and inspire an air of trust and builds motivation, and they are very clear what they want to be their institute, what they want their institute to be at that position. So they lead with excellence. They use their leadership according to the situation. For example, a leader physician in ER can handle the patient more efficiently with more manageable manner, with patience, and their behavior is cooperative, and they put an impact not only on the patient but on their subordinates also. They just they just don't rule. They lead, they mentor, they inspire, they influence. They take the feedback is the opportunity to develop and improve. They don't take the feedback as criticism because the criticism is helpful to correct the mistakes. Take it in another way that if somebody is criticizing on the actions of the leaders, they have the opportunity to improve. So reality and perception differs because in a teamwork, everybody wants to be in the best team possible. So communicate with the purpose and for the progress of the healthcare institute. Celebrate small wins, like in a case of disaster, when the disaster cleans up and the emergency situations aborts and resolves, and it is an if you are able to dispose all your patients from emergency, you celebrate small wins. At the end of the duty, bring a small cake, distribute sweets, talk with good words, appreciate each and every of your colleagues as much as possible, and try to clap. These are the small things which encourages your colleagues and subordinates and will motivate in the future settings to help the institute in a teamwork as much as possible. So, whatever the project is going on, sometimes each and every person is very important. So, leading the quality initiative is different part of the corner. So, with the improvement projects, with the quality initiatives, you have to keep the team intact so that each and every team member thinks that he or she is the most important part of the project and they try to do their best in their own capacity and circumstances. You have to listen more, you have to advise less, correct if you need to correct the person or subordinate or your team member on the way, but don't interrupt unnecessarily and try to lead when the leading is not required. Encourage their reflection and ownership. If a person is doing some action or work in a part of the project, okay, let them continue it and try to be their help assistance. So, coaching and mentoring is not only the leadership, but the leader should do the coaching and mentoring by observing and doing their own work in their own capacity so that the subordinates of the leader or the colleagues of the leader can be influenced and have an impact which leads to their uh, best ability possible. But when you have to analyze your colleagues during the work or after the project or during the project, you have to be transparent. Don't partialize yourself, be impartial. If there is resistance along the way, you have to address it empathetically, not with anger, not with denial, don't with absolute no. So, by this way, you can take the help of your colleagues and assistance of your colleagues with their best motivational attitude. So, great leaders communicate with clarity, empathy, and consistency. If you are empathetic and you are consistent with a good behavior, not showing anger in each and every instance, then you have a lasting influence and impact on your colleagues and subordinates. So, it finishes our talk series on the healthcare communication skills. So I hope you have learned a lot. You try to practice these methods which will benefit you in treating the patients in the healthcare setting with good intention and with good skills. Thank you.